Life isn't happening to you. I love this saying because it's a great reminder that we have a say over our lives. We're not just passive bystanders watching over our lives like a TV show. You know, we're in control of the script. We determine our character arcs. We get to choose the setting, the soundtrack, the people we interact with. There comes a point when we can become more than the sum of our struggles. And there also comes a point when clinging to victimhood becomes self-sabotage, a way to resist challenging ourselves. Hello beautiful people, I'm Alessia. Welcome to this video. This is your time to relax and to think deeply. Please subscribe if you're not already. So today we're going to be exploring victimhood. Are you the kind of person that ruminates in the why me mentality? Do you feel like life is out to get you? Whilst it can be cathartic to think like that and it can make us feel better about ourselves and where we are at in life, this kind of mentality can lead to us feeling very out of control, very miserable, very lonely, very frustrated. So I think it's really important that we come out of the victim mentality. It's important to recognize what you want is different from what you need. So what you want might be longer hair, it might be a bigger house, it might be new clothes. But what you need is more simple than that. It's water, it's an income, it's good sleep. If you are always in the mental space of wanting, oh, I just really want to go and live there in this wonderful house with this wonderful partner, I just want to change my life and everything to be different. Why can't I have that? If you're always in that space of wanting, you're never appreciating. You're never realizing and grasping all the opportunities that are available to you in the here and now. You're never making the most of what you do have. And when you're not appreciating everything that you already have and everything that you can do with what you have, you tend to feel a great sense of lack. When we approach everything from a place of lack, we tend to complain a lot. We think this is so unfair. And this in the long term is really disempowering. These words, why me, this is so unfair, are just words, but actually they turn into a feeling in our bodies and they can be super impactful. You might be a victim of something. I actually believe everybody is a victim of something because nobody's life is perfect. You know, nobody's life is without pain. I really believe that, and I think it's really empowering to recognize our victimhood, to allow ourselves to complain and cry and open up and be sad. Holding space for the pain is actually really important. I'm never going to encourage anyone to pretend like they haven't gone through hardship. Acknowledging the deep and heartbreaking truth is how we allow ourselves to heal and process. But after we've done this, we must allow ourselves to move on. Otherwise, we get stuck in victimhood. And you might be stuck in victimhood right now. That might have brought you to this video. It's a heavy feeling, isn't it? This video is in paid partnership with BetterHelp. I've really loved connecting with my BetterHelp therapist. I have been chatting with her for a year now. It's so lovely to have somebody I feel safe with, to share my insights with and explore who I am with. I'm really grateful that I met my BetterHelp therapist. If you want to match with a BetterHelp therapist like I've done, you simply need to complete a quick questionnaire and you'll get matched with a therapist. If you feel like you're not resonating with your therapist, You can easily switch therapists at no extra cost. BetterHelp makes sure that their therapists are well qualified, and if you ever have any issues, you can always contact their customer support team and they're there to help you with any questions. So click the link in the description box below or go to betterhelp.com/Southerberry to get 10% off your first month of therapy. There comes a point when we can become more than the sum of our struggles. And there also comes a point when clinging to victimhood becomes self-sabotage, a way to resist challenging ourselves. We can choose to remain a victim, to avoid doing the things that scare us. In fact, a lot of us do that. I've done that. But this usually means avoiding doing the things that ultimately will change our lives for the better. There comes a time when we must decide what to do with our pain. Are we going to use it to journal, to create, to connect with others, to grow and heal and evolve? Or are we just going to stay stuck in it and not get out of the house and meet new people, go new places, do new things, go for the things that we've always wanted, the dream job, the dream life? Are we going to say, no, I can't do that because this happened to me? Are we going to stay like that forever? If we turn away from these healing practices, opening up to a friend, writing about your pain in a journal, and we lean into victimhood, maybe because we want people to feel sorry for us, we lose a sense of control, a sense of empowerment, and our lives quickly begin to revolve around other people's opinions of us. I have no doubt that you've gone through things and that you've been a victim of things. It can be really hard transitioning from processing that to moving on from that. And some of us can get stuck and never move on. And this does tend to happen when we want other people to feel sorry for us, when we want other people to look after us. And maybe we want that because we feel demotivated and out of hope because of what's happened to us. We don't trust in ourselves. We don't feel like we can make our lives better. Or maybe we don't feel like we deserve our lives to be better. But I'm here telling you now that you deserve to take charge of your life. I think I used to linger in the victim mentality a lot. I think I sometimes do slip into it. It's quite easy to slip into, poor me. And there's definitely a time and place for that, We go through a lot in this life, particularly as women. But coming out of that and saying, well, what now? What can I do for myself? What is in my control? What am I blimmin' grateful for? That it gets you out of bed. It gets you out of the house. It brings a smile to your face. I've been able to step away from that sense of victimhood through creation. What has brought me pain has also brought me community, deep understanding from others, strength, a real sense of direction and purpose. The things that I went through in the past, the things that made me cry, the things that made me feel unseen, the things that made me feel shame, the things that made me feel unlovable, I've kind of turned into the things that make me feel proud now. This YouTube channel is a result of a lot of pain and negativity. I kind of love the maths of it all. It starts off this negative thing, but I add it together with creation, and then it kind of results in a positive. Creating art, music, content can just be so deeply healing and transformative. And I know that word is thrown out there a lot. It's so transformative. Do this, it will transform your life. But creation really is transformative. A lot of creatives take something bad and turn it into something beautiful, something emotional, something that people really resonate with and respond positively to. I actually think as humans, we really are missing something if we're not tapping into creation. In our own way, of course. I'm not saying everyone has to make YouTube videos and share online their opinions and struggles, but I just think externalizing your experiences and the things that really impacted you in a negative way and putting it onto paper or putting it into a song or just letting it out into the world can mean that it changes slightly. The impact it has on you isn't just, oh, this made me feel bad about myself. When it's out in the world, people might respond to it and connect with you and be like, oh, I went through that too. And then suddenly it's this negative thing, but it's also this thing that has now brought you new friends and community. Helping others can help you. Making videos has helped me turn the pain into power. And I know that probably sounds cringy, but I actually don't care. It couldn't be more true. My YouTube videos allowed me to turn something negative into something positive. They haven't changed the experience that I've gone through, but they've changed how I feel about them. They've given me nuance and perspective and lessons, and that does make me feel like these negative experiences aren't just negative. They can have positive ripple effects. Through making my YouTube videos and talking about the things that have hurt me, I've made friends. I've made the bestest of friends, actually. I've built a career. I've managed to create a life that I actually really am excited to live. The things that used to make me feel weak now make me feel strong. My weaknesses back then are now my strengths. I used to hate how empathetic I was, how sensitive I was, how much of a deep thinker I was. That used to make me feel really isolated from the groups I hung out with, and it made me feel too much. I couldn't feel more different now. I genuinely think my sense of empathy and my ability to really ponder matters on a deep level is my biggest strength. That's how I make money. The things that I used to really dislike about myself are now the things that are at the foundation of my friendships and my career. Life isn't happening to you. I love this saying because it's a great reminder that we have a say over our lives, that we are far more in control than we realize. We're not just passive bystanders watching over our lives like a TV show. We're in control of the script. We determine our character arcs. We get to choose the setting, the soundtrack, the people we interact with. We have so much influence over the trajectory of our lives. The small choices we make every day, like choosing to go out for a walk or join a new class, maybe a Pilates class, have a huge impact. You might make lifelong friendships just by stepping out the house and popping to that class down the road. These simple decisions can take us in amazing directions. What seems like a tiny choice can end up being life-changing. Everything we do has a ripple effect. Now, I just really quickly want to say, I know I said that life isn't happening to you, but I want to add a bit of nuance there. Systematic forces like sexism, transphobia, racism, and other forms of oppression are happening to people. These structural barriers really do exist, and people can't just will themselves out of oppression. Low self-esteem and self-belief can keep us stuck in victim mode, complaining about everything that hasn't worked out for us. And hey, it's understandable that so many of us feel badly about ourselves. We live in a world where there's a lot of horrible things going on, where there's a lot of unkind people, a lot of hurt people, hurting people. So you've probably gone through a lot, and all of the pain and negative feelings that you're experiencing and have experienced are so valid. Perhaps you've been hurt by friends that have spoken behind your back or who have made you feel insecure, and you've had a good cry, you've had a good vent, you've had those cathartic conversations, you've had that why me moment, but now you feel it's time to move on. Shifting from why me to what now can be really empowering. It's really easy to stay stuck in the, oh, this has really hurt me and this is what it's done to me and I just feel bad and what if it happens again? It's really easy to stay stuck in that. I really encourage you to do a what now list. What can you do now to get into the driver's seat and take control, to move through the pain rather than staying stuck in it? Now I want to set clear boundaries and speak my truth. Now I want to let go of these people and protect my peace. Now I want to join clubs and meet people with similar interests to me, people that want to make the most of life. It's always worth going the extra mile to write these things down rather than just thinking them now or saying them in your head. When we write things down, we're more inclined to take action. How can you turn the pain into power? How can you learn from this? How can you evolve? What can you do different? What can you do to protect yourself? Write that in your what now list. My boyfriend once said to me, if you have the time, you can learn anything you want. And at first I remember thinking, I don't know if that's true. You are a really intelligent person. I'm sure you think that because actually you can learn anything. You've always aced tests and essay writing, so of course you would think that. But actually, I've really learnt that that is true. You simply need to be dedicated to something and to come back to it over and over again until it makes sense to you. I've really learnt over the years that it's okay to show up as the beginner, to be clueless. And it's good to ask the silly questions because that's how you understand things. That's how you get the base knowledge that enables you to deep dive into a topic. That's how you eventually become enlightened. You need to ask the dumb questions to become a master of something, to become highly knowledgeable. Maybe you want to learn to invest or start a podcast or speak Italian. If you're willing to dedicate the time to show up as the beginner and ask the silly questions, it's absolutely possible. It's actually not a matter of, can I do this? But when will I do this? I've actually learned this lesson through doing YouTube. I've always known that I was going to make money from it and have a wonderful community of women that I interact with, because I've always known that I was never going to give up, that I was always going to put the time in. Even if I showed up flawed with some quite cringy videos in the beginning, I was going to evolve and learn and continue to create. So I've always known it's not, will I make money from my YouTube channel? Will I have a community of people? Will it be successful? Whatever that means. I was always thinking, I wonder when this is going to happen. If you can dedicate an hour or two every weekend, for example, you can accomplish so much. You can become highly knowledgeable and a master at a topic. You might not learn at the same speed as everybody else. You might struggle actually to kind of internalize definitions and to really understand topics like others do at the speed that they do. You might be dyslexic or neurodivergent, and that can create challenges. But it doesn't need to stop you. If you don't give up easy, if you're someone who is passionate and curious and willing to put in the time, that's what makes all the difference. Somebody might grasp a concept quicker than you, but they might grasp that concept and then go off and do something else. You might stay considering the topic reading more books, watching videos, talking about it with your friends. Their quick understanding is nothing on your deep knowledge and time dedicated to that topic. I really hope this video makes you feel like you're in a position of power, makes you realise how capable you are, how intelligent you are. I used to think that I was not intelligent enough to do a lot of things, not capable enough, and now I actually think I'm really intelligent and really capable, and I really believe in myself. Allow yourself to prove yourself wrong, that you're not just this victim, just this person that struggles. Allow yourself to become an expert, become a master, become somebody who acts from a place of self-love. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you so much for sitting with me, and I'll see you next week for another video.